I'm going to be giving a rundown on Exam 2, Section 2, Number 2B. And in this question, you were given a set of curved arrows on structures, and we were supposed to come up with the product. So the way I've laid this out is by drawing the transition state. And by looking at this arrow here, you know that the electrons from oxygen are going to become a pi bond since they're pointing to that bond there, and that's why I have a partial negative on the oxygen since it's losing that charge, and dashed line along here to represent the formation of a pi bond. Over here you have the breaking of a pi bond, so that would be pi star, and it's forming a bond with bromine. So right here I have the dotted lines to represent that bond breaking and dotted lines to represent the bond forming to bromine. And finally, you have an arrow taking the electrons from this bond and adding them all onto bromine. So over here I have a dotted line between the two bromines to represent that bond breaking, and a partial negative on this one because it's going to be gaining electrons in the product. So we look here to the product and everything lines up. So you have the formation of a pi bond because these electrons are taken away from the oxygen and added to form a bond. And you have a single bond here as opposed to a pi bond because one of them is being broken because you took electrons from there to bond to bromine. And finally, there's no bond between the bromines since you took the electrons and added them to one. And this bromine here has a negative charge because, like I said, you take the electrons from this bond between them and you add them to bromine, making bromine net negative. And yeah, so that's your product.